Hello, my dear students. It's time for the second chapter in social science. After history, it's time to start with geography, and the first chapter in geography is motions of the earth. Now, from the name itself, you might be aware that what we'll be studying in this. So, let's start with motions of the earth. And I know you guys already know some of these concepts because we have been through that, we have learned that in the previous standards. But still, let's start. Have you noticed the toys that you play with, such as tops and discs, rotate on their own axis? Similarly, our Earth too rotates on its axis. You must have taken a ride in Ferris wheel in fairs. While the seats rotate around their axis, they also revolve in a circular manner. Like other celestial bodies, the Earth also moves in two ways: rotation and revolution. The Earth rotates on its own axis and also revolves around the Sun. The Moon and Earth are constantly in motion. Now take example of the top here. It is spinning. You can see that it has one fixed path where it is rotating around itself, that is called its axis. And just as this top, even the Earth rotates on its axis. It is just moving around, it is just spinning around. That is called rotation. And then the example is of Ferris wheels. Now, actually, Ferris wheel is that huge giant wheel which just goes up and comes down. But we can take the name of like cup and saucer rides, or that disco or topsy turvy rides. So, in that rides, the place where we are sitting, or if you remember that octopus ride which you guys had been during your picnic at El Dorado Park, that octopus ride, where the seat where you are sitting, that is rotating on its axis, but it is also revolving in a circular manner. So, when the earth is rotating on its own axis, that is rotation, and when it is revolving around the sun, that is revolution. And just like other celestial bodies, the celestial bodies, the things which are in the sky, in the space, those are the celestial bodies. Just like other celestial bodies, earth also moves in two ways: rotation and revolution. And the moon and earth, they are constantly in motion. They are never steady. They are constantly in motion. They are constantly moving. So as you can see in the diagram, the two basic motions of the earth, the main motions of the earth, are rotation, where it is moving on its own axis, and revolution, where the earth is revolving around the sun on its fixed path, on its fixed orbit. So, rotation moving on its own axis and revolution revolving around the sun. What does rotation of the earth mean? What happens due to rotation? As the earth rotates on its imaginary axis, the speed of rotation at any point along the equator is approximately 1670 km per hour. That is the speed of rotation at any point. And the earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. And this 24 hours makes a day. So it takes one day to complete the rotation, and because of this rotation we have days and nights. Why is the sun seen only during the day and the moon at night? How are day and night caused? You must probably have thought about such questions. Well, if you thought about the questions, you also know the answer. That sun can be seen only during the day because half part of the earth can get direct vertical rays from the sun, and the other part which does not get those rays has night. This causes day and night. You can see this in the picture. Like as the earth is rotating, The universal time is given. That time, the region which is facing the sun, they get that time. And based on its location, there is plus or minus hours based according to the universal time. If it is daytime in India, write whether it will be day or night in the following countries given in the table below. Now we discussed this during the live class, but this will be your homework for today. After you watch this video, make sure that you fill the assignment. Whether it is day or night in Canada, Japan, Mexico, Australia, Brazil and South Africa, when it is daytime in India. You can use help of Google, or even better, if you think of the map, if you know the location, based on that you can easily differentiate. Like if India is having day, then which other regions will be having day and which other regions will be having nights. I'm not asking particular exact time like morning, noon, evening or night, but day and night. So that will be enough. So that was rotation of the earth. Now revolution. The earth takes 365 days to complete one revolution around the sun. This period is called a year. Now if you remember when we studied about leap year, actually the earth takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution, but for easy measurement it is measured with as 365 days. It revolves around the sun at the speed of approximately 1780 km per hour. Students, you need to remember the speed of rotation is 1670 km approximately, and the speed of revolution is 1780 km per hour. The earth moves continuously on a fixed imaginary path called an orbit. The path of rotation, actually the area of rotation was axis, this is orbit. The fixed imaginary path on which the earth moves, that is orbit. This orbit of the earth is not round but elliptical or oval. The shape is oval, like it's circular but it is extended, it is elongated, like it is a long circle, not a perfectly round circle, but it is long. This is the reason why the distance between earth and the sun does not remain the same throughout the year. Now if you remember, the distance between earth and sun is around 150 million kilometers, but this does not remain the same. Sometimes it is closer than that and sometimes it is farther than that. So but because of this orbit, the distance changes. The earth revolves around the sun at the speed of approximately 1780 km per hour. So as I said earlier, you can see in this picture, the earth is rotating on its axis. It is revolving around the sun on this fixed orbit. Now when the sun is nearer to the earth, here the distance is 147 million kilometers, but when it is farthest it is 153 million kilometers. So because of this oval path, we can see that the distance varies. There is difference in the distance between the earth and the sun. The moon revolves around the earth and the earth revolves around the sun. Because of this, we have different days and nights, and even at night the how much moon we see, that is varying because earth's moon is revolving around the earth and earth is revolving around the sun. These are continuously in motion. Now while having this, while moving, they are not on that fixed axis, they are not at 90-degree, but they have a tilt, they are a bit slant. The earth makes an angle of 23 degree 50 minutes to its axis and 66 degree 50 minutes to its orbit. Here in the picture you can see, if it was straight, the North Pole and South Pole will also be in a straight line, but they have a tilt. The angle is 23.5 degree on to its axis while it is rotating, that is the axis, and 66 degree 50 minutes to its orbit, that is the angle at which it is tilted while it is revolving around the sun. The tilting of the earth on its axis causes the varying lengths of day and night and also change in seasons. Now, if there was no tilt, if the earth was rotating and revolving at the same angle, then maybe we all will have equal day and night, we all will have equal season. But because of this tilt only, we get sometimes longer day, sometimes shorter day. While one region is having long day, other region will be having long night. So all these things happen because of this tilt. And what is that angle? 23 degree 50 minutes on its axis and 66 degree 50 minutes on its orbit. Now again, this is an activity which you guys will be doing in Google as your homework. Based on the calendars which mention sunrise and sunset, you have to fill these details. Now you may not be having those calendars, or the days which have already been passed, you might have removed them. But we all can use Google now, and based on that you can write like what was the time of sunrise on 21st March and of sunset, and you have to write hours and minutes of the day. While you do this, and finally when you look at the table, you will realize that how much difference there is in all the days throughout the months. You will see that difference, and from that, let's see what you will get to know. Now here there is an image of equal day and night. If you can see that line which is passing, which is dividing the earth in half, there the sun rays are falling vertical on equator. They are going straight on Tropic of Cancer, on Arctic Circle, on Tropic of Capricorn, and on Antarctic Circle. The sun rays are falling straight, and because of that there will be equal day and night. Now students, when we see these diagrams, we all have seen the region which is in light and the region which is having darkness. Now the difference, the line which divides this, the half of the earth receives solar radiation, daylight, and the other half receives darkness or night. The line which is separating day from night is the circle of illumination. The image below illustrates the circle of illumination without the tilt of its axis. The tilt of 23.23 degree 50 minutes is not there, but without that tilt, how it will be? The line which is dividing earth into daylight and night, that line is called circle of illumination. So this is the definition for that. The line that separates the lighter from the darker half of the earth. The lighter half of the earth and darker half of the earth. That line is and joins the two poles. Which poles? The North Pole and the South Pole. So this line which separates day and night, or the lighter half and the darker half of the earth, and joins the two poles is called the circle of illumination, or Prakash Vartud. That is the Hindi, or we can say Gujarati term for it. So that is the line circle of illumination. Now students, we already studied like if the earth was not tilting on its angle on its axis, then we will get equal day and night. But we know the earth is having an angle of tilt, and because of that we have varying lengths of days and nights. The sun rays fall vertical, but they do not fall equal on all the regions. The rays of the sun fall vertically on the Tropic of Cancer on 21st June and on Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December. Wherever the rays fall vertically, days are longer. Wherever they are slanting, days are shorter. The two tropics are in opposite hemispheres. Now look at the diagram here. Here this is the diagram of 21st June. At that time the angle of the earth is like this. So on Arctic Circle we are giving straight line. On Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle, you can see like how the sun rays are falling, and because of that we have different lengths of days and nights. And even when you measure the sunrise and sunset, the homework which is given to you, you will see this difference. And because of this rotation only, we have different lengths of days and nights. Thus, seasons in the northern and southern hemispheres are opposite. Look at the diagram and answer the following questions. How long would a day be on the Tropic of Cancer on 21st June? Which season do the places on the Tropic of Cancer experience? What will be the duration of day and night? What will occur on the Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December? How long would a day be on the Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December? Now students, we will be discussing these question answers. First I will get answers from you and then I will give my explanations during the live class. So be prepared with these questions. So that's it for today. We'll be continuing with this chapter in the next video, and also the activities which I have asked you to do in homework, you will get them as your worksheet in Google Form. So do fill it, because when answering you will get the answer to your own questions, like you will understand like how these differences are there. So just go through the video, do your homework, and be prepared with the questions which I gave in the previous slide. That's it for today. Bye.